Hey, Ma.
Hey, Ma, did you see the More Perfect Union piece?
Yeah, I saw it.
Hi, my name is Ismael, and this is my mom. Her name is Fatima. She's always driving, because my two brothers and I play a lot of sports. This is us, the Abdul-Matin brothers. You may have seen us in a short documentary by More Perfect Union called The Insane Cost of Youth Sports. My brothers and I had a great time working with the More Perfect Union crew. Their cameras followed us around, and the producer interviewed us. It was like being in the office. Generally, we liked the piece. The visuals were awesome. We liked that it used plain language to get across an important point. Youth sports are too expensive, and the 1% is making money off of all of us. What we didn't like is that we came off as a family that only plays sports to try and get college scholarships, and that the solution to the private equity takeover of youth sports is a bill sponsored by a couple of senators. Yeah, we play sports in hopes of scholarships, but that's not the whole story. A bill could help make sports more accessible, but not on its own. This is my dad, Ibrahim Abdul-Matin. Many of you may know him. I used to joke that he was 20% famous. Our dad was a superstar athlete. He played basketball, football, and ran track. He took his high school football team to the state championship 3 years in a row, and was a D1 linebacker at the University of Rhode Island. Besides being an athlete, my dad was an author and environmental justice activist. As a family of three boys with an athlete dad, we were always very physical and energetic, and we played sports from day one. Here's me dancing after my first ever soccer game. He was deeply spiritual, unapologetically Muslim, and he told us that his confidence came from God, writing books, and playing sports. Our dad died suddenly in 2023. The sports community my dad built around us really came together to support us after he passed away. Honestly, we wouldn't have made it for that first year without them. Everyone from basketball, baseball, soccer, football, track, and swimming came together to honor my dad by running bases at our neighborhood field as one amazing, supportive community. Anyway, that's why we play sports, because our dad got us started. We believed it would be a great source of confidence, and because it keeps us connected to it. We play a lot, and we play hard. And yeah, we hope the time, energy, and love we put into it rewards us with a scholarship like it did our dad. Who knows? Worth a shot. When my mom watched the documentary, she said,
"That's what happens in media. Things get edited out."
So we decided to make this edit. Now that you know that private equity is ruining youth sports, and there's some senators who care, you should also know that we the people don't have to wait for Congress to take back youth sports.
I found myself scrolling through IG, and then I saw people sending me this video of you and the boys, and I was like, I know her, I know them. If this has like a couple thousand views and you're not sharing it, what am I missing?
This is our Uncle Dewey. His full name is LaRue Lewis McCoy. He went to the University of Michigan with our mom. He's a professor at NYU, did an amazing education project with the Mets, and his new book is about opportunity hoarding and has a chapter on youth sports.
What I felt was missing was that I believe the way to stop the private equity takeover of youth sports is for community to build their own alternative.
Community and building relationships are the foundation for battling this.
This is Coach Jay. I've been playing basketball with him since I was 4 years old. You saw him in the documentary too. He's a lifelong New Yorker, so he knows firsthand what privatization can do. He saw the writing on the wall 25 years ago and started back to basics to ensure that money was never a barrier to playing ball.
What we do is, through our relationships, we provide kids with either a discounted, we're talking 50% or more, or completely free experience. Our mission is to provide service to children and their families and educate them on their student-athlete journey so that way they can be a part of any opportunity that can help shape them as individuals. 4% will make it to play at the collegiate level. A little over 1% will make it at the pro level. This all may be true because it is a number game, but we've been very successful with being a part of kids pursuing their student-athlete collegiate goals.
And one of the things that I saw, and I only recognized it because I know you, was that it wasn't all kind of like we are in these elite sports leagues that cost $1 gajillion, right?
I also think that 25K number needs a little bit of explanation. I understand that was kind of a clickbait number. That number is after a ton of hustling, right? It's a ton of like scholarships, scraping the bottom of the barrel, getting discounts. If you break it down, it's $8,000 per kid for the whole year for 3 different sports.
3 different sports, 3 kids.
Any enriching experience we're trying to give our kids is too expensive because it's not included in our society. The same way food isn't,
That's right.
Housing isn't, healthcare isn't. Like, we get nothing here.
I saw in the comments, folks were like, why is she investing this much in sports? But like, if you want to send your kid to these schools, you got to do tutoring. All of these things are like these super extra costs. And like,
By the way, I should do a mean tweets.
You know about mean tweets, right? It's when stars go on the Jimmy Kimmel show and they read mean stuff people said about them online and react to it.
So, ready? We're going to do some mean tweets.
All right, cool.
Okay. If you're spending $25K on youth sports every year, you're an idiot.
Okay, Chad. You know what I mean? Like, I guarantee if I go in your bank account, you're spending $25,000 and God knows what.
This is our Uncle Javier Lopez. You saw him in the documentary too. He's one of my dad's best friends, and he's become my mom's guide to all things youth sports.
Fun fact, you can just not sign your kid up for this nonsense. Play town league, then high school.
That worked in the 1980s, you know what I mean? That then unfortunately we're not in the 1980s anymore. I live in New York City. New York City high schools, there's not a depth of sports teams, period. And if you're a woman, a young lady, there is absolutely nothing available to you. So yeah, like, there's no investment from the public sector in any way to make rec leagues truly something that it used to be all those years ago.
Like, I couldn't afford club soccer, like, no way. So I was like, well, let me create it. Creating the organization itself really killed me by giving me purpose.
This is AJ Schultz, one of my dad's best friends in Cali. He created a new soccer club called BRIC City United to try to make competitive soccer clubs more affordable.
The rise of club soccer, I've seen it from post-COVID to where, it kind of hit around like $2,000 to now where there are local clubs costing upwards of $5,300. Some people could pay that, but there's also some people that can't. There's actually more kids that can't. These kids that come out of here that can't afford club soccer, they can get scholarships, but they don't have access. They're not able to afford certain things. They can't go to showcases. There is an organization that I'm really attracted to. LA County put it on. The city of Los Angeles charges less than $100 and pay the coaches as if they're like city Parks and Rec employees. They're using county parks. I think that's amazing.
To your knowledge, are there other municipalities that have something like that?
I think you have to reside in the county of Los Angeles. I live in the baseball mecca of Southern California. There are 0 school programs that are directed towards baseball. If school districts were smart, they would start sports-focused schools where they could help their declining enrollment. And they could also provide training and whatever sport that child wants. That's their avenue, and that's the avenue they want to take. So let's see how far they could take it.
I think the population, at least here in the United States, is more keenly aware of the ways in which these sports leagues are just really, really exploitative.
This is Uncle Andrew. He's one of the most passionate sports enthusiasts I've ever met. He's thinking about starting publicly owned leagues to rival the NFL, MLB, NHL, and MLS, and all the others. If anyone can do it, it's Ando.
There's so many new sports that are now gaining interest.
Like pickleball.
Yeah. Flag football. Like, there are all these leagues now where we can be like, wait a second, we don't have to do this just the way it's been done. If we're organized, there are ways in which, again, we can structure it that is socialist, community run, takes the interests of the fans and athletes at heart from a professional level all the way down to the youth level, where you can have pipelines that, again, are not exploitative at any node of this sort of ladder. What would it be like if athletes owned the league? I think there's a next level to it where it's actually an athlete and community sort of cooperative. These leagues could run absent of those who extract all of the profit from the people who allow the leagues to thrive.
In conclusion, Sports shouldn't be run by private equity. It's about community and confidence. People are building alternatives that keep kids playing without big money getting in the way. Thanks to our mom for doing everything to create opportunities for us to play. We hope we're making our dad proud.
Man, that guy. Yeah, he was a special dude for sure. And I was so privileged to know him. I really was.